This is Galatians chapter 5, verse 17. For the flesh lusteth against the spirit, and the spirit against the flesh. And these are contrary the one to the other, so that ye cannot do the things that ye would. I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and blessings to the brothers and sisters across the world who believe and who doing this work in sincerity. Shalom, brothers. This is Yahweh Sop. I got a quick lesson on flesh versus the spirit. Okay. As you know, we are all born into sin. We're born with a sinful nature, which is this human flesh. And there's a constant battle, going on amongst ourselves between the flesh and the spirit. The flesh wants to do bad, the things that are against the Most High, and the spirit wants to do good, which things are acceptable to the Most High. So those that follow the flesh cannot please Yahweh. Okay? Even Paul, which was a righteous man, he spoke of how, he battled the flesh while living in the spirit. All right? Let's go to that in Romans chapter 7, verse 18. For I know that in me, that is, in my flesh, dwelleth no good thing. For I will is present with me. For to will is present with me. But how to perform that which is good, I find not. Paul states that in him, talking about his flesh, dwelleth no good thing. Which means, he know what is right. But the flesh keep wanting him to do, that which is not right. Okay, which makes our spirit a prisoner, in his body or in his flesh. All right, and for those reasons, the Most High sent His Son, in human form, in the flesh, not in the spirit form, so that He would be able to experience life as us and suffer like us, in temptation, in order to properly meditate, and properly to mediate between us and the Most High. Okay, in order for Him to feel temptation, He had to put on human flesh. So let's go to Hebrews. Hebrews chapter 2, verse 14. I'm going to read down to 18. For as much then as the children are partakers of flesh and blood, He also Himself likewise took part of the same, that through death He might destroy him that the power of death, that is, the devil, and deliver them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage. Okay, like I just said, our spirit has been in bondage in the flesh, and in prison. All right. For verily He took not on Him the nature of angels, which He didn't come in the spirit form, like I said, but He took on Him the seed of Abraham, which is the flesh. Wherefore in all things is behoved Him to be made like unto His brethren, that He might be merciful and faithful high priest in things pertaining to the Most High, to make reconciliation for the sins of the people. Okay? For in that He Himself has suffered being tempted, He is able to succor them that are tempted. He had, so that's why He came in the flesh, so that He can experience temptation. That way He would know how to help us, who is constantly being tempted. Okay? So, if you obey your flesh, you're going to reap the fruits of the flesh. If you obey your spirit, then you're going to yield the fruits of the spirit. All right? You know, and the Most High designed us after the flesh. You know, it was his will to design us after the flesh, you know, so that, you know, we can turn to him for hope. Okay? Let's get into Romans chapter 8, verse 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who has subject the same in hope. Okay? Verse 21. Because the creature itself also shall be delivered from the bondage of corruption into the glorious liberty of the child of Yahweh. So like I said, you know, the Most High, by his will, he designed us after the flesh, you know, so that we can turn to him for hope. Okay? And that bondage of corruption, you know, it's talking about our flesh. You know, because when we die, that's when our body sees corruption, meaning, you know, it decays. You know, but if we believe in and on Yahweh Shai, we live and receive a new body and an everlasting life. All right. So let's see what the fruits of the flesh are. Go to Galatians chapter 5, verse 19. Now, the works of the flesh are manifest, which are these: adultery, fornication, uncleanness, lasciviousness, idolatry, witchcraft, hatred, variance, emulations, wrath, strife, seditions, heresies, envyings, murders, drunkenness, revelings, and such like, of the which I tell you before, as I have also told you in the time past, that they which do such things shall not inherit the kingdom of the Most High. Okay? So if you're living after flesh, you're not going to inherit the kingdom of the Most High. Alright? So let's see in the next verse, let's see what the fruits of the Spirit is. But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance. Against such there is no law. And they that are the Mashiachs have crucified the flesh with the affections and the lusts. If we live in the Spirit, let us walk in the Spirit. Let us not be desirous of vainglory, provoking one another, envying one another. Okay, so, you know, so if you walk after the flesh, the body is dead. You know, because as we know, the Spirit is what gives us life. Okay? Let's check out Matthew 26 and 41, and I'm going to close after this. Okay, so watch and pray that ye enter not into temptation. The spirit indeed is willing, but the flesh is weak. Okay? So, which means, you know, the spirit is strong to resist temptation. All right? But the flesh is weak. The flesh is going to try to, you know, give in to the temptation. By any means, it's going to try to make you give in to temptation. Okay? So just stay prayed up and try to walk in the Spirit. You know, just like Yahweh Shai did. You know, you walk in his footsteps. Alright? So I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. Peace and salutation to the brothers and sisters across the world that's doing this work in sincerity. Shalom.